Imagine opening a book written by someone who started with nothing and built real wealth over years. Each word, each paragraph, feels like a glimpse inside the mind of a person who understands money, opportunity, and life at a level most people never reach. You feel their discipline, their thinking, their way of seeing the world differently, not luck, not shortcuts, but mindset. This is exactly what we're going to explore today. We're not talking about quick fixes or empty slogans. We're talking about the hidden force that shapes your financial reality before you even make your first dollar, your mindset. Think about it for a moment. Why do some people, even with ordinary incomes, achieve financial freedom and build lasting wealth, while others, with seemingly better opportunities, stay trapped in debt, anxiety, and frustration? The answer isn't hidden in some secret formula, stock tip, or lottery ticket. The difference starts in the way they think, decide, and act every single day. And here's the most powerful part: you can learn it. Today. Right now. Because mindset is not fixed, it can be trained, shaped, and transformed, just like a muscle. The same principles that successful entrepreneurs, investors, and financial thinkers have written in their books, principles that have been tested, proven, and repeated over decades, can be applied in your life starting today. You might be thinking, but I don't earn enough yet. I have debts. My circumstances are complicated. That's exactly why this episode is for you. Changing your money mindset doesn't require more income, it requires seeing your current reality differently. It's about understanding how to make smart choices, spot opportunities, and avoid common traps that keep most people stuck. In the next few minutes, I will guide you through concepts that successful people use every day. How they approach money, how they train their mind to notice opportunities, how small daily habits compound into life-changing results, and why your first step toward financial freedom begins not with money, but with the way you think about it. By the end of this episode, you'll write your very first wealth mindset reminder, a tool that will help you start thinking like someone who is already successful, someone who doesn't wait for luck but creates results with intention. This is your chance to step into a mindset that transforms your decisions, your habits, and ultimately your future. So grab your notebook, stay focused, and let's unlock the wealth mindset that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Because today, you're not just watching a video, you're starting to think like someone who builds real, lasting wealth. Let's start with the first secret that almost all successful people share: how they handle money on a daily basis. It's not about earning a huge salary, or winning the lottery. It's about discipline, awareness, and intentional decisions. Think about your own day. Every purchase, every small decision, every choice to save or spend reflects your mindset about money. Successful people don't just react, they plan, prioritize, and act with purpose. They know exactly where every dollar goes, and why it goes there. For example, imagine two friends with the same income. One spends without thinking, buying small pleasures, gadgets, or unnecessary subscriptions. The other tracks every expense, saves a small portion, invests time in learning about money, and occasionally takes calculated risks. Over weeks, months, and years, that disciplined approach compounds into real wealth, while impulsive spending keeps the other person stuck. Successful people also view money as a tool, not a goal. They know that money is not the endpoint, it's a means to create freedom, opportunities, and security. They ask, how can this decision today create long-term value? Instead of, how can I satisfy this immediate desire? And here's the part that's really powerful: you can start applying this mindset today, even with limited income. It starts with awareness, tracking your expenses, understanding where your money goes, saving deliberately, and learning small daily habits that build your financial intelligence. Interactive step: grab your notebook now and write down your current spending habits. Identify one small change you can implement today that reflects the mindset of someone who is in control of their money. This is your first step toward thinking like a successful person who builds wealth, not someone who just watches it pass by. Let's start by diving deep into the very first secret successful people know: how they handle money every single day. And here's the key, it's not about earning a high salary, getting lucky, or waiting for opportunities to fall into their lap. It's about discipline, awareness, and making intentional choices consistently over time. Think about your own day-to-day life. Every decision you make about money, from buying coffee in the morning to deciding whether to save or spend, reflects your mindset about wealth. Most people make these decisions automatically, reacting to their emotions or habits. But successful people do the opposite, they plan, track, and act with purpose. They know exactly where every dollar goes, why it goes there, and what result it is creating for their future. Let me give you a real example. Imagine two friends with exactly the same income. Friend A spends impulsively, daily coffees, online shopping, subscriptions they rarely use, small treats. Friend B also enjoys life, but in a controlled way, they track every expense, save a small percentage automatically, invest in learning, and occasionally take calculated risks that could increase income or create new opportunities. At first glance, these habits may seem trivial, a few dollars here and there. But over months and years, this disciplined approach compounds into real wealth, while impulsive spending keeps friend A trapped in a cycle of paycheck-to-paycheck living. Successful people also treat money as a tool, not a goal. Money is not the ultimate destination, it's the means to create freedom, choices, and security. They constantly ask, how can this decision today create long-term value, rather than, how can I satisfy this desire immediately? This shift in perspective is what separates people who consistently build wealth from those who never break free from financial stress. And here's something powerful. Handling money successfully isn't just about what you do financially, it's also about your mental and emotional approach. Successful people develop habits like planning monthly budgets and reviewing them regularly, setting clear, measurable goals for saving and investing, continuously educating themselves about finance, investment, and wealth-building strategies, practicing gratitude and contentment for what they already have, which reduces impulsive spending. Every single step reinforces their mindset. Each small action, repeated consistently, compounds into major results over time. That's why many people see little change even if they earn more. It's not income that makes the difference, it's how they manage and think about it. And here's the best part, you can start today, right now, even with limited income. It begins with awareness. Track your expenses, identify where your money goes, and find one small adjustment that reflects a wealth-building mindset. Maybe it's saving $5 today instead of spending it impulsively, maybe it's reading 15 minutes about personal finance, or evaluating a small opportunity for extra income. Interactive step, grab your notebook and do this exercise with me. Write down your current spending habits. Identify one habit that does not serve your financial growth. Rewrite it as a small, actionable habit that a successful person would do. Pick a motivational wallpaper or phrase to remind you daily, every small step today builds the wealth of tomorrow. By taking these steps, you're not just learning about money. You're thinking like someone who builds wealth consistently, not like someone who waits for luck or dreams about money. This is the foundation that makes all other wealth strategies effective. Now that we understand how successful people manage their money, the next secret is even more powerful, how they train their minds to see opportunities everywhere. Most people walk through life with blinders on, focused only on problems, obstacles, and limitations. But successful minds operate differently, they are constantly scanning their environment for possibilities, solutions, and ways to create value. Think about your everyday life for a moment. Do you see challenges as dead ends, or do you see them as openings for growth? For example, a missed promotion at work might feel like a setback to most people. To someone with a wealth mindset, it could be a signal to learn a new skill, expand their network, or start a side project. The situation hasn't changed, only their perspective has, and that changes everything. Another important point is reframing problems into opportunities. If a friend complains about high living expenses, a scarcity-minded person will feel stressed and helpless. A successful person, however, asks, How can I reduce costs or find extra value in my current spending? They see opportunities where others see problems. This simple mental shift opens doors that most people never even notice. Daily habits reinforce this mindset. Successful people write down challenges they face and brainstorm potential solutions. Reflect on mistakes and ask, what can I learn from this? Surround themselves with growth-minded people who inspire new ideas. These are not abstract ideas, they are daily actions that strengthen the brain's ability to recognize potential in every situation. Over time, this ability compounds just like money. The more you train your mind to see opportunities, the more opportunities actually show up in your life. Interactive step for viewers: take out your notebook and answer these questions. Think of a challenge you are facing right now. How could this be transformed into an opportunity? Write down one small action you could take today that reflects this new perspective. Identify one habit you will adopt for the next week that trains your mind to see opportunities instead of problems. By practicing this consistently, you're not only improving your financial potential, you're shaping your mind to think like a person who naturally finds solutions and creates wealth, even in situations that seem difficult or limited. This is one of the most powerful habits separating successful people from everyone else. Now, let's explore one of the most overlooked secrets of long-term success: the compounding power of small, consistent habits. Most people underestimate how tiny actions repeated day after day can completely reshape your financial life, mindset, and even your self-confidence. Successful people understand this principle deeply. They don't rely on sudden windfalls or magical shortcuts. They build a framework for success that grows quietly but steadily, like a tree from a seed. Think about your mornings. Do you start your day by scrolling aimlessly through social media, reacting to notifications, or rushing out the door without focus? Or do you dedicate even 10 to 15 minutes to something intentional, writing down priorities, reviewing goals, reading an insightful article, or tracking yesterday's spending? That small investment of time is a mental deposit that grows exponentially over months. Successful people also treat habits as non-negotiable rituals, not optional tasks. For example, they might review their finances at the same time each day or week. Keep a journal to reflect on lessons learned and progress made. Set mini goals that are achievable yet challenging. Consistently save or invest, even if it's a tiny amount. Each of these actions may seem minor alone, but together, they reprogram the brain, building confidence, discipline, and clarity. This is how small daily actions create a foundation that allows bigger opportunities and financial breakthroughs to manifest naturally. Let's make this interactive. Take your notebook and write down 3 tiny habits you could start immediately that would positively affect your finances or personal growth. Examples: tracking daily expenses, reading 10 minutes about investing, sending a networking message to someone influential, or reviewing weekly progress on your goals. Remember, the key is consistency, not perfection. One small habit repeated day after day is more powerful than a grand plan you never follow. By committing to even minor, positive actions, you are training your mind, shaping your decisions, and laying a solid foundation for long-term wealth and personal mastery. This approach doesn't just improve your financial life, it transforms the way you see yourself and your potential. When small, productive habits become a natural part of your day, you stop reacting to life and start creating it intentionally, like a successful person who knows exactly how to design the future they want. Let's wrap up the key lesson of this first episode: true financial freedom starts in the mind, not the bank account. Many people believe that earning more money will automatically solve their problems. But here's the truth: if your mindset isn't aligned with growth, discipline, and awareness, more money often leads to more stress, more mistakes, and more wasted opportunities. Successful individuals understand this deeply. They know that wealth is created by how you think, not just how much you earn. Every decision, every habit, every response to a challenge is filtered through your mental framework. Change your thinking, and your money follows naturally. Imagine 2 people receiving the same windfall, $1,000. One person spends it immediately on short-term pleasures, without thought for the future. The other takes a moment to assess, plans how to use it wisely, maybe saving, investing, or learning a skill that multiplies its value. The difference isn't the money itself, it's the mindset guiding it. Here's the power of perspective: the mind that sees opportunities creates them. The mind that believes in growth attracts solutions. Financial freedom doesn't begin with income or inheritance, it begins with beliefs, clarity, and intentional action. That's why building a wealth mindset is the single most important step before any financial plan, investment, or business strategy. And here's what you can do today. Write down one limiting belief you have about money. For example, "I'll never have enough," or "money is only for others, not me." Transform it into a positive, empowering belief: "I have the ability to create wealth with smart decisions and consistent habits." Identify one small, immediate action that reflects this new belief. Maybe it's saving a tiny amount, learning something new about finance, or reviewing your spending habits. This is where the journey truly begins. Each thought you cultivate, each perspective you adopt, shapes the results you will see. Successful people didn't start wealthy, they started thinking differently, consistently, and deliberately. The moment you align your mindset with growth, abundance, and opportunity, you are already on the path to financial freedom, no matter your current balance in the bank. Interactive step for viewers: take a deep breath, grab your notebook, and write down your mindset for money statement. Make it personal, powerful, and actionable. Place it somewhere you will see every day, on your desk, phone, or computer wallpaper. Let it remind you constantly: your mind is the true currency of your future wealth. Congratulations! You've just completed the first step toward thinking like a successful person. But here's the secret: the real transformation doesn't happen by watching this video, it happens the moment you apply what you've learned. You are not like everyone else scrolling through life passively. You are taking action, reflecting, and rewiring your mind for abundance. That alone sets you apart. Let's recap the 4 pillars we explored today. Handling money intentionally: you now understand that every dollar is a tool, not a goal. You have the power to decide where it goes and what it creates for your future. Spotting opportunities: your mind can see possibilities where others see problems. Every challenge is now a potential stepping stone, every obstacle a doorway to growth. Building small daily habits: tiny, consistent actions compound into life-changing results. Your habits are shaping not just your finances, but your confidence, discipline, and clarity. Mindset before money: financial freedom begins in your mind. Your beliefs, thoughts, and decisions determine whether opportunities turn into real wealth. Here's your challenge: take out your notebook and write a personal, wealth mindset reminder, for yourself. Include: 1 limiting belief you will replace. 1 small habit you will start immediately. 1 daily action that will help you spot opportunities. A motivational phrase or wallpaper that reminds you every day: I am different. I think differently. I create my future. Feel it in your chest: you are not just another viewer. You are someone who chooses to grow, to see beyond limits, and to act intentionally. Each decision you make today builds a bridge to a future where freedom, security, and abundance are your reality. Remember, this is the foundation of long-term success. You are no longer waiting for luck, money, or perfect timing. You are designing your life with every thought, every habit, and every decision. And the most powerful part? You are already ahead of millions who never take this step. So take a deep breath, feel the excitement, and know this: you are different, capable, and unstoppable. The journey has just begun, and every action you take now compounds into a future that others can only dream of.